Hey everyone, and welcome back to New Windsor. So this is episode 39. We're going to be building over in this area near New Belfast. We're going to be placing a bunch of triple-deckers, townhouses, filling out this area. Let's get straight into it. Alright, so we've got a lot in store this episode. So first off, I now have access to something called Google Earth Studio, which allows you to record cinematics in Google Earth and render them out in 60 FPS. So what does that mean? Well, okay, let's see, what are we working on right now? We're working on this neighborhood inspired by this area in Portland, Maine, which is, it's got a lot of apartments and, other types of triple-deckers that are pretty massive, and I'm trying to implement whatever I can here using some of the new triple-deckers from DARF and some of DARF's new townhouses and stuff like that. I'm not going solely off this neighborhood, just taking a lot of inspiration from it. In general, this is the Old Town area in New Belfast. So obviously New Belfast is an old area within the city. It's its own municipality. It actually has an old town itself, and that's this area right here, which is really weird because right across the street is, the New Windsor borders, and you've got industry right there. But that's how town borders work, so yeah. But we've got loads of triple-deckers here, trying to make them very high density triple deckers. And yeah, I mean, look at that Google Earth Studio though. It's so good. It takes a while to render those Google Earth Studio clips. It's totally worth it, and you should expect to see a couple of Google Earth Studio clips every single episode. So hopefully you're looking forward to that. So recently I've been uploading once a week rather than the twice a week that I maintained for a month somehow. And I'm probably going to continue with once a week because I can't really make more videos than that right now. And with once a week, I can focus more on the quality of the individual videos. Like this video's got, I'm really happy with the quality of this so far with Google Earth. And you're going to see I add some cinematics later on in the video that are very wide angle because of some mods I tweaked. I'm able to do that at higher FPS now for some reason, and I'm trying to figure it out, but I'll get back to you on why my FPS is so good. But it's really good right now, I'll just say that. I'm also super motivated because I am using sunshafts again and a bunch of other stuff. So my game, in the cinematics you'll see later on, just looks great. And I also, at the end of the video and in the mid-video cinematics, you'll see the edge of the map is filled with trees. And I used the forest brush to just fill it with trees. And before it was like just two different trees, but now it's all these different types of trees because I could use forest brush, and it looks so good from afar. Even when the LODs are blurred and stuff, just seeing all of the different colors is just excellent. So you're gonna see that, in the cinematics in the middle of the video. I mean, you saw it in the last sequence of cinematics probably. So yeah, the game's looking really good. I'm really happy with the graphics options that I've got. going right now, and I mean, I haven't really changed my LUT whatsoever as New Windsor's gone on, honestly, but all these different other things like shadows and stuff like that, you know, they do make a difference. Alright, I think it's time to read some comments because I have literally nothing else to do. So, first comment, it came 1 minute ago actually. Let's see what this person has to say.
Dude, who can watch your videos? We can't see what are you doing there, what is the point? I'm a new player and I want to see how and what to do, and your videos are useless. Can't process your action even if I am Terminator, not a human too fast for eyes man. It's a shame because otherwise your city looks great, but for what? To admire your job? Nothing to learn there. Searching other YouTubers. Bye.
Guys, can I get an F in the comments, please? F in the comments? F the chat? Yeah. Okay, so, okay. Yeah, okay, let's just take this comment seriously. I mean, I got completely wrecked there. Look at that. Just got completely owns. Took an L, but, okay. Let's address the things point by point. So, first of all, this person's a new player and they want to see what I'm doing, but cannot process my actions because they're not Terminator. So, okay, that's, I mean, sort of true. I am speeding up my cinematics, or my time-lapse rather, by, 6 times speed. So, you know, for every 6 seconds, it turns into 1 second. So it's pretty fast, but it used to be a lot faster, and this is actually relatively slow. I know $2.20 does even slower a lot of the time. And I mean, I've considered going slower, and I could if, I mean, definitely tell me in the comments if you think I should go slower or if this is a good speed. I just don't want the videos to get too bland, but I understand a lot of people can't follow along if they're newer to the game. Like, if you're a new player and you're watching my videos, I don't understand how you're watching my videos, because what I'm doing looks nothing like what the game you play. Like, it looks nothing like it. I've downloaded all these ridiculous assets and mods that look, you know, completely, you know, photorealistic. And, you know, you're playing the base game, and it looks way different. It's probably really hard to follow along. So, yeah, like, my channel's not for people who are, like, brand new to the game, who want to learn how to play the game. So, I mean, if you want a balance between, like, a brand new beginner tutorial and, like, an experienced player, definitely check out $2.20 because he's a really experienced player, but he does a really good job, like, making his videos accessible to, you know, people who are, you know, new to the game, maybe play vanilla. And I want to try to do that a little bit more as well. I mean, I guess it's really hard because, like, my graphics mods are so, like, and all the buildings I use, I barely use any vanilla buildings. It's all, like, completely modded like crazy. So, yeah, I understand that it's a little bit non-accessible. I want to try to find ways to improve that. If you have ideas, just definitely leave a comment. But, so that point is, I mean, it's well taken. It's well taken. I'm sorry that only Terminator can watch my videos. And then let's see, you know, compliments my city. It's a shame because otherwise your city looks great. But for what? To admire your job? Nothing to learn there. Yeah, okay, so yeah, the point is to admire my job. That's literally, like, I don't understand why I do this. Why do I place these buildings? Like, it's not even, like, art. I'm sort of just copying stuff I see in the real world. I mean, I guess it could be interpreted as art, but, like, really is it? No, I'm just doing this really weird thing where I place all of these buildings and roads and trees and, you know, piles of dirt and stuff for some reason to make a city and admire it. Yeah, like, admiring it is the goal. But why? I don't know. So, I understand why this person is confused. I don't understand why I do this. I just happen to really enjoy it. So, I guess, you know, yeah, the point is to admire the city. That's how it works. That's how, you know, people, like, you know, Leader of the Monkeys probably has, like, 10,000 hours now. I don't know. We're crazy. We're a different breed of human. So if you're new to the game, and you're watching my videos and you don't understand any of this, I don't blame you. Okay. Yeah, there we go. Okay, comment 1 done. I mean, points well taken. I could just, like, blow that comment off, but I definitely believe there's real, you know, real constructive criticism to be had in there. Yeah, okay, next comment.
New England cities in the more outer suburbs have more planned layouts because the communities are newer. You could still incorporate more planned road layouts there.
Yeah, so, yeah, I completely agree. And a lot of New England cities have subdivisions on the outskirts, or I don't even know if you'd call them subdivisions. I don't understand urban planning. But they're not like California's densely packed suburbs with master planning and stuff. Rather, it's, you know, somebody will buy a bunch of land and just build a bunch of houses, but they're surrounded by trees a lot of the time. And that's pretty common in New England, like at the outskirts of Portland. I think there's some medium density suburbs that I could, you know, work on something based off of. And then all over the place, there are these McMansion suburbs that are completely ridiculous, that annoy me to no end. So we will have those with like the McMansions that are, I mean, have an absurd square footage, but, like, nobody actually needs them. But since the land's so cheap, the house is actually relatively cheap. The property taxes are absurd because it's the Northeast. I don't know. So we'll have stuff like that. So definitely agree. We just got to finish a bunch of the stuff near downtown first. All right, third and final comment here.
A massive help would be to slow down the time-lapse during builds, like the apartment complex. They deserve a bit more time allocated to them. The high speed glosses over things far too much.
Okay, so it seems that the high speed comment is actually not just one person. There are more people who want to see the time-lapse slowed down. And, you know, okay, right now the time-lapse you're seeing is obviously 6 times speed. I'll try 5 times speed next video. You know what? It's going to be 5 times speed next video, and we'll see how that goes. Hopefully it's a little bit better. Hopefully you guys like it. I'm probably still going to speed up builds where I'm just grinding out a suburb or something like that, like what we're going to do a little bit later in the episode. I'll speed that up by at least 6 times, but, you know, the most of the episode, yeah, we'll try doing 5 times, see how that works. So thank you all for the comments. Thanks for the suggestions. I want to do a segment like this hopefully every video because I feel like it's pretty constructive. But yeah, so going back to what's going on in game here. So this district, as I mentioned before, a lot of the houses are a lot higher density than most of the suburbs. We add a lot of streets that are just like really old colonial looking townhouses, and we add a bunch of, you know, really large triple-decker apartment buildings mixed in with smaller ones, and it just looks really cool. Nice different array of buildings. It's a unique little district. We got the brick roads from Darf that we place essentially everywhere with the, you know, the autumn trees and the sidewalks, which is really cool. And Darf says that we might get a inverted version with brick roads and cobble sidewalks, which would be really, really cool. Alright, so we're here working near the university, Hawking University, which, by the way, we're going to have another university in the city, but I'm waiting for new King Leno assets, so just, like, give it some time. It's going to be really, really cool. It's going to be on the water. I've talked about it before. It's going to be sick, but need new assets for it, so... Anyway, okay, this area here, we're replacing the, you know, all the houses with some of the new houses that I've worked on in the asset editor, some of the new triple deckers from the workshop, and some older ones as well, just houses that really fit the theme of New Windsor, which is obviously based in New England, so you need all these relatively dense, low residential houses that have 3 floors. You need to have the 3 floors, otherwise it's not realistic. And people want me to say triple deca, so there you go. Apparently that's how people say it in Boston, or I probably wrecked that accent, but whatever. Okay, that was just to appease some people, but I probably really annoyed them with the second part there. but it's probably, we're probably better off than we started. At least I don't have to say triple decas again, except they just did. But anyway, yeah, these houses look awesome. They look really good from above. It finally looks like New England's properly ought to. And we're done with all those two-story houses that look really cool but aren't perfectly to the theme. We finally got the full New England theme going, and we'll sort of phase these out as we get further out in the suburbs, and it'll become a lot more rural. We're going to work on those, you know, planned suburbs that I talked about earlier in the episode. And yeah, obviously the theme is going to change as we move out from the, you know, the main city, and this is still one of the main parts of the city, obviously. So we're going to have these higher density suburbs here, but you know, as we move out, it will inevitably become way lower density pretty fast, actually. So you should expect that. Also, I removed those service rocks by the creek there, which you probably saw. You might not have noticed, but they looked really out of place. Just having like a really, really rocky shoreline there made absolutely no sense whatsoever, so I just replaced it with nothing. Like I just, you know, added some trees with the forest brush essentially and removed the rocks, and it looks way more realistic now, so hopefully you guys like that. I showed it in a cinematic earlier on in the episode, and yeah, overall very happy with that. And this is really boring, honestly, but we have to do it. Just replace all these. We did a live stream a couple weekends ago where we went in and we replaced all of these, you know, houses, except, you know, in the main suburbs. All right, we're nearing the end of the video. Hopefully you all enjoyed. Hopefully you enjoyed the quality improvement in this video. I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. So I'm going to try to obviously improve more and work off your feedback. I read every comment, so, you know, please do leave your suggestions, your feedback in the comments, because I'll see your feedback and I will hopefully feature a bunch of it in, you know, new videos. Do a comment section every single video where I, like, just a segment where I review comments like that, like I just did, and, you know, go over them. And take the feedback and, you know, leave it off to you to see if you second it or not. So yeah, thank you all so much for the feedback. Really does help out a ton in, you know, helping me improve the videos. Even the person who says that they have to be, you know, Terminator to watch my videos. But, you know, that was still a very constructive comment, so thank you very much. Anyway, outro time. So if you enjoyed, leave a like, you know the deal. It really does help out. Helps new people find the videos. We're at like 21,500 subscribers right now. Let's see where we're at. It's a lot. Like, you guys are insane. Oh, we're almost at 22,000 subscribers. That was fast. The channel's growing really steadily, and I'm really happy with how it's doing, and I'm just really enjoying myself in New Windsor right now. I got a little burnt out, but, you know, I'm coming back strong, and I'm really happy with, you know, what's going on, and I'm motivated to continue working here. So if you are a new viewer, like about 50% of viewers of the videos, which is a pretty big number, make sure to subscribe because you'll never miss another episode of New Windsor if you make sure you hit the bell icon next to the subscribe button as well. If you want to support me even more than that, you can check out my Patreon, where you can just buy me a coffee, and that's totally enough. Like, it really, really does help out a ton. Thank you so much to all my patrons. You can also follow me on Twitter. That is in the description. I post updates and rants and funny comments and stuff. You can follow me on Instagram, where I post all of my best screenshots. That's also in the description. Hopefully you all enjoyed. See you next time.